Hello YouTube, Jeff Steele here with SteelNavigator, and today I want to speak on the topic of the truck driver shortage in America, and I'm assuming it's worldwide as well. There are multiple reasons for the shortage: micromanagement, the general setup of the work, sitting for long hours, and an increased strictness of HR policies. But overall, it's the setup of the work, the extended hours, the micromanagement, and the ever-increasing strictness of HR practices. So I put together a list here of 10 ideas that I believe would reverse the driver shortage and would only increase demand for the position. So number 10 would be to restructure line haul runs, work schedules, so that drivers do not work over 8 hours in a day. The Ford Motor Company under Henry Ford, way back when, conducted vigorous studies and found that workers in general are most effective when they do not exceed 8 hours a day. Now, truck drivers today work on average 10-12 hours a day, sometimes up to 14 and a half hours a day under certain circumstances. And at the end of the day, that's just not sustainable. It will burn somebody out. Anytime we get to a point where we're working over 8 hours in a given day, problems are going to only increase in various areas of one's life. Simple, point blank. Henry Ford himself did this, found this, and abided by the results of the study. Why would any company want to go against something that's already been studied by experts? But again, that's the transportation world today. So that's number 10. Number 9 would be giving the drivers the option, in particular in this case would be line haul drivers, the option to work during the day versus night. Most companies today, by providing next day service, requires drivers to drive at night. And driving at night, it's hard on the human mind and body. We're just not meant to operate at night. It messes with our circadian rhythms, causes all sorts of health issues. Also, one of the perks of being a truck driver was to be able to travel, see the countryside. When it's dark outside, we just can't see the terrain. We can't take in those optical pleasures, which at one time was encompassed a lot of being a truck driver, getting to see the landscape. So giving the drivers that option to be able to drive day or night. Next would be to allow drivers to continue to use their hands-free devices. Companies today are not even allowing their drivers to use their Bluetooth earpieces or other hands-free devices due to safety concerns. I mean, I understand the safety side of things, but at the end of the day, we still need to allow our drivers to have a sense of individualism, be able to conduct their own personal affairs if possible. And being hands-free, it's a safe way to do that. Speak to loved ones on the phone while operating, and that goes in line with some more of the HR rules. That's just not sustainable. And following on that would be for companies to take out the onboard cameras, the microphones, the GPS, which is just taking micromanagement to a whole nother level. There was a time when a truck driver was told, this load needs to be at this place at this day and time. That's all we need. And after that was said, it's up to the driver to carry those plans out. There's no need for the micromanagement in between that process. All that does is create a sense of anxiety within the driver. That is a major cause of turnover today, is the increased micromanagement of drivers. Take out the cameras, take out the microphones and unnecessary GPS devices. Allow drivers to use their Bluetooth, radios and such. This is only going to hurt the companies. I know the insurance companies like it, but at the end of the day, if you don't have drivers to drive the trucks, what are you going to need insurance for? Next would be in regards to the compensation. So offer generous sign-on bonuses. Get those drivers into the company. That's really going to do it. And sign-on bonuses, I've seen anywhere from $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, some cases up to $10,000 for sign-on bonus, depending on the company and driver's credentials. So that's very important today. Also, regular base pay, increase that. Boils down to simple economics, supply and demand. There's a reason people want to be doctors and lawyers. It's a high-paying position. Sure, they're long hours, but people want to do them anyways because super high pay. So, increased pay, it's going to increase demand to be a driver. Pretty simple. Also, in regards to structuring the pay, don't put drivers on an hourly rate. California line haul drivers, after a couple years ago, just went to an hourly rate. And studies have found mileage has decreased. So in other words, okay, drivers figured out, I put more time behind the wheel, I just let off the throttle, take more time to get to point B. That's not the answer. The answer is to structure compensation in an incentive way to incentivize the drivers to do a good job, get the freight where it needs to be in a timely manner, and it also will sort of put the driver in a mental state of a piecemeal type situation, and it is a very motivating place to be versus just getting an hourly rate. Next, number 3 would be to increase time off for the drivers. People value time more than money. Of course, they say money is time, but at the end of the day, we can always make more money. Time off, paid time off, is critical. So I think some companies get up 4 or 5 weeks here in the U.S. Why not, for truck drivers, why not take that to 6 to 8 weeks? That's going to increase demand for that particular position. It's going to allow the drivers to be happier, not just, of course, have more time with their families, but also at work, knowing that if they need some time off, they don't just have 2 weeks, they've got 8 weeks. They don't feel as much in need to ration it throughout the year. Take off the time that they need and allow those hours or days to roll over indefinitely. If they don't use them, they keep rolling over. If they retire, it's paid out. Pretty clean and simple. Number 2 would be conduct regular, reliable, and valid paid surveys with current and retired truck drivers, and ask them, what do they like? What do they not like? These surveys need to be ongoing, as regular as possible. And surveys only work as if they're reliable, valid, and completely random. Also, surveys need to be paid. The most effective surveys offer cash payments before the survey is taken and then after the survey is submitted. give you an example. Nielsen, that conducts the television surveys, I got a survey in the mail one time. Survey had a $5 bill, cash money, in the envelope. It said, here's $5 just for receiving the survey. If you complete the survey and mail it back to us in the postage paid envelope, we'll send you another $5 cash. And you can bet that I finished that survey immediately and mailed it back. And they said they sent me the other $5. So I made $10 profit, cash money, tax free. That is how we get people to complete surveys. So ask current and retired drivers what they like, what they didn't like, what do they want to change. This needs to be a regular occurrence. Last but not least, overall HR practices and policies. And we touched on this some before in regards to the micromanagement, which absolutely needs to stop. Drivers need to get back their sense of independence, the sense of their sort of having their own business. We need this freight here, this certain date and time. Rest is up to you to get it there safely and on time. We're not going to be looking over your shoulder. And another area of HR that is really a big pet peeve of mine is the fact that HR in most companies is becoming more and more strict in their hiring processes. It's absolutely absurd. Most companies won't even hire a driver for even having one accident on their record now. It's just absurd. People make mistakes. We're human beings. We're not robots. And until they have self-driving trucks, they need to understand that we are human beings. We make mistakes. Also, background checks. There is a willing and eager workforce out there, individuals with felonies on their records, convicted felons. Most companies, they just flat out won't hire them just because they have a felony on their record. They don't ask questions. Just because they see that, they're out. Point simple, point blank. That's not right. People with felonies on their records are some of the most eager individuals to work hard, provide for themselves and families, over everybody else out there. And these policies need to be changed to accommodate individuals ready, willing, and eager to work and work hard. So these are 10 general areas to fix the truck driver shortage. Like, subscribe, comment down below. Tap the notification icon. Let's start a conversation on this. What other ideas do you all have to fix the driver shortage? Have a great day.